This is what we call the starfish.
I know all about that. He's making me train arms again.
Yeah. We can do shoulders.
No, we can do arms.
How long do you usually stretch for before workouts?
I'm gonna do like 1 minute of this, I'm done.
This isn't even stretching. This is your physio, isn't it?
Well, it is a stretch.
But like, this is new.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you hyper?
What do you mean?
Like, are you ready to like
Hyper?
talk? Yeah, hyper.
Do I need to be hyper?
Yeah,
Like energetic?
yeah.
Okay.
Speak really fast.
That's my MO.
Say some offside shit.
It doesn't take much for me to speak really fast and say
Take your pre-workout already?
Yes. I took it at 15 minutes out on the GPS. 15 minutes, I'm like, it's time. I woke up from a dead sleep. I just like woke up, took it and drank it. Ready
Yeah,
to
it
go.
was quite abrupt actually.
Yeah.
He was like in the passenger seat, and then all of a sudden it was like grabbed his bottle, and I was like, he didn't say
like-
anything to me. I was like, okay, let's
10 minutes
go.
before that, I was kind of half asleep. I was like, look at the GPS to see when we get to 50 minutes. And then when I saw it, I'm like, all right, time to get up and drink the pre.
Fucking weirdo.
What's the workout plan today?
Gonna hit a little arms today. Force Melissa through a little arm workout. I got her excited that we were doing shoulders, and then I did the whole fucking swapperoo on her at the last minute, you know? But it's okay. Little arms.
I was even like, it's my birthday, like I get to choose, and he was like, no,
Your birthday's tomorrow.
Your birthday's
That's the kind of
tomorrow.
husband. Fuck you. It's tomorrow.
To be fair, I started on Monday.
Yeah.
I started on Monday. I'm like, it's my birthday week. One present a day. Let's
Yeah.
go.
It's like fucking Monica over here, you know? That's what we have to have for Melissa. A candle with presents for every day.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, so we're gonna hit some arms. As Melissa said, we're in town too. It's exciting. Her birthday is tomorrow. She's turning the lovely 21. 25? Is that a little like rapey if I say 21?
I think it, like, make it believable.
I'm 34 now. 21's like pushing it a little bit. You
I
know?
feel like we could lie.
We've
and-
also been together for 12 years, so that would have means you were like 9. But,
Yeah, no.
Is that math right? Yeah.
We can lie and say like 32, 31.
You gotta peel off more than 2 years.
Well, no,
29.
I'm still young though.
I'd say 29.
No.
That would be believable.
No, I want to be in my 30s.
Okay, 30. You're turning 30. This is your big 30.
Oh, you better get me a big present.
Shit, I should have said that. Gotta be some fucking random number that means nothing, you know? Like 31 and a half, you know?
Oh.
But yeah, so we're gonna hit some arms, and then tomorrow we're hanging out with the podcast folks. Gonna do some bowling, go get some Cheesecake Factory, I think. So that'll be good.
Get crunk.
Yeah, you can train your arms and then go eat a lot of Cheesecake Factory and fucking get swole, you know?
You know what we need to do? But everyone always messages like on my posts, and they're like, did Iain put a baby in you yet? Did Iain put a... I feel like we need to do a reel and have it be like every time someone asks if like I'm pregnant yet, just like me taking shots,
Shot.
you know?
You know what I was thinking, and I've said this to her before, I always find it, maybe it's because it's like not as weird, but I always think it's weird, and I've said this to you before. You know when you're having like open conversation with like, you're talking to your parents about how you're trying for a baby, like even with her parents, it's like how you're trying to have a kid, I'm like, I'm openly telling you that I'm like creep-eyeing your daughter every day. Like how weird is that to say, you know? It's like such a weird thing to like be so open about. It's like, yeah, I know we all were born at some point, but then when you're like talking about it with like close family, I'm like, this is kind of fucked up to
It's
think
awkward
about.
conversations, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like it's so normal because it's not an awkward conversation. But then when I think about like what I'm actually admitting to, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be saying this like this.
No, it's
like, yeah, I'm
true.
gonna fuck the shit out of her tonight, bro. You know, like what? You know?
Especially when you have like fertility issues, and
Yeah.
then you have to start being strategic,
Yeah.
and people are like, well, are you trying? And it's like, well, we have sex.
Yeah,
like,
we have sex, and then she stands on her head
Yeah,
for
like
2 minutes.
Like, what do you want me
know?
to say? You know, he doesn't like shake it around in there. Like,
That's what you do. Upside down, she's on the bed upside down, I'm holding her legs. You know? Shake it in there. That's fun for me anyways. All right. Arms it is. It's nice and quiet in here, which is good.
yeah, no one wanted to drive in this weather, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, we took the 401. Usually we come down Highway 7 because we live like West Ottawa, so it's usually a little faster. And I don't know if today was faster, but like especially when the weather's shit, if you like get caught on those small highways, and then you can't like pass people because the weather's shitty, it ends up being a miserable drive. So we just took the main highway.
And the
So it's
truck
good.
drives itself.
Yeah. And shout out to Ford on the new F-150s. This will be like a soft flex on it. My new Ford truck, my F-150 has a Blue Cruise, so it's like autonomous driving. So like when you're on the highway, I mean, I know you Tesla guys, this is this is regular shit for you guys. This is like 2015 stuff, but for us, this is fancy in the Ford world. So
Wait.
Drive it out today?
Yes.
yeah. So I've had this truck for a while. Like,
Yeah, but we do normally not bring it because
usually take the car.
because it's a lease.
Yeah, it's a lease, so like if I can take my fucking shittier car and just rip it up, but we wanted to take it on the highway and use the Blue Cruise. So on the highways it'll work, and it's just like full autonomous driving.
Wait,
so
does
just
a Tesla drive itself everywhere?
Yeah.
Even in the city?
As long as there's lines on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you could put in your GPS and just like sit there and
Haven't
chill?
you seen like the Tesla taxis? Like people, you literally
Listen,
get in like
I've
a
heard
car
of
with
them,
no
but-
person in it, and it'll drive them around. Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it is. They have an, like, what's that company, Waymo? They have a company that actually, it's not Tesla,
That's just-
it's random taxi,
yeah, yeah.
CVT, Toyotas.
Yeah, yeah.
You put it and you sit back, no one's driving.
Yeah.
And it drops you off where you gotta
Yeah.
go.
Seems like a legality issue.
It is kind of scary.
You know?
I mean, but it can't be that much, because if it's good enough that you can let it drive you.
Yeah, but you're in the back seat. What if something happens? Like
the
no
back
one's there to
seat, so you
grab.
just sit in the back seat. And it's,
If it's the taxi.
no, but I'm saying, imagine if you're at home, like you're still sitting in the car, and it's like,
Yeah, but I can grab the wheel.
Yeah.
I'm in the driver's seat.
yeah, I don't know. They obviously have to pass some kind of testing to let it pass as autonomous driving, anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it's good for criminals that drive by or something.
Yeah.
No one's driving, right?
Yeah, there's
No one in the complex,
no one
It's
to
good for me
shoot
taking
at it.
naps. You just trick the sensor, you know? If you put on dark enough sunglasses, it won't know you're sleeping. That's my trick. Darken the sunglasses, and then you just close them, and it doesn't even know. That's good.
You're an idiot, and I hate that.
I'm just kidding. All right, let's get into it. A little triceps, warm up the old elbows, and
No.
Get at her. yeah, you're gonna get a sick arm pump, your favorite.
Have you heard of the honey and salt pre-workout?
Oh, like take honey and salt. I thought you were talking about like a Prague call that. Yeah, which I mean, I guess it makes sense. You're taking like a simple sugar, simple carb, and salt. I mean, for people that don't do this, I spoke about this a lot on my Instagram, but if you're not adding salt to your pre, you're missing out big time. Like salt, especially for pumps, like I add salt, well, I added Replenish, which is Raw's electrolyte product, but they have two. They have the Bum Hydrate and then the Replenish. But the Replenish has like a gram of sodium per pack. It's very similar to Element. So I put 2 scoops of that in my pre, so you're getting like 2 grams of sodium. But it's super, super, super good if you want to improve your pumps. Just add, a gram, 2 grams of salt into your pre-workout. It goes a long way. So no, it makes sense. The salt and honey, I can see that for sure. I actually think that Himalayan salt would not be as good, to be honest. Himalayan salt is technically lower sodium per salt content, right?
What are you talking about?
Himalayan salt. Like a
yes.
gram of
Yes,
Himalayan
yes,
salt
yes.
isn't a gram of sodium. Where some of like the sea salt, like Celtic sea salt or some of those, like white salt's not the Himalayan. If you're using it daily in food, I do think that Himalayan sea salt is good. But if you're gonna be using it as a pre-workout, sure you can still use it, you'll just need to use a little more, or just get like a good like sea salt, Celtic sea salt or something like that. It's good. You look so excited.
It's like cold in here. You
It's
know?
cold?
Yeah.
Speaking of honeys, you guys ever hear of that like boner honey stuff? Yeah, the honey pack stuff. I only discovered this stuff recently. And I don't know if this is a thing, and maybe this is like, is this like a big thing in the Indian community? Okay, so one of my buddies who's Indian is the one that told me about this stuff, this fucking boner honey stuff.
What are you saying? Boner honey?
Yeah, it's like fucking Cialis honey. It's like a little, like, it looks like a gel, like a goo gel, right, kind of?
What is it, like fast acting? Like
I don't know, I don't get the point of it being in a honey. Like, but yeah, it's a fucking boner
maybe
honey.
so you can like lick it off your wife or something.
Or so you
know?
can be like discreet, so like you can take it in front of someone. It doesn't look like you're popping like a blue Cialis tab. I'm not sure what the.
I think that's less discreet.
Yeah.
Like honey in a pack? Like what?
Just trying to get my carbs in, you know?
The endurance, the gel for your like fuck session? Like what is it?
You gotta because you can use that in like bacon, you know?
Well, now you're just drugging people for erections. That's like no tension.
Too late.
Well, I just feel like I need like a in between. I need to start working out more. Because every time I like have to work out on video, I like don't remember how to do it.
You feel
know?
weak? Or just like
No, I just like
uncoordinated?
uncoordinated. Yeah.
Guess we haven't seen you guys in a bit too. We were in Turkey. We haven't seen you since Turkey, right? Had a little trip to Turkey, which was good. And Prague, Chris competed in Prague. It's a fun time. That was probably like the best show I've been to.
That was the most fun show that I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah, that was a good
Easily.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess the last time we would have filmed was when we were leaving.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So that's good. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, I'm getting a nose job. I am.
Good for you. Do whatever you want. I don't care.
He doesn't want me to.
I'm not going to tell her, like, look, I'm never going to say you should get a fucking nose job. I don't give a shit what she does. And a lot of people would probably say that you should tell your partner not to, but I'm also in the camp of like, look, I don't like the idea of putting yourself in harm's way. And when you undergo any medical procedure, there's obviously...
Yeah, but a rhinoplasty is not like...
No, they do so many of them now, and I know there's good doctors that, you know, the risks are very low. So obviously at that, you don't want to put yourself in any inherent risk for what I might deem no reason. But I'm also big in the camp of like, do what makes you feel best, you know? And if that's something that you want to do for you, that you think will make you happier, then I don't know if make you happier is the right word. I don't think you
It
feel...
won't make me happier.
Yeah,
It will
unfulfilled in life
make me
because...
prettier.
Yeah, which in turn might make you feel better about yourself, self-image, I don't know. But if that's something you want to do, I'm never going to tell you not to, so... But, I mean, obviously, as your partner, sometimes I'm like, maybe not. Especially with noses, they're scary, too, because, like, look, you get a set of tits you don't like, you take them out, you know? You get a nose you don't like, you can't, like, re-add to the nose. It's like, once it's gone, you know? So that's where you see people that get, like, noses that just fucking wither away, and, like, you end up with Michael Jackson with, like, nothing left, you know? I'm going extreme on that, but that, you don't have to.
Other than, like, 90% of the women that you see that have nose jobs that you can't even tell.
See, I guess that's why, that gives me a bit of peace, because so many people have them that you don't know until you talk to them, you know? Or that you, like, someone else knew and they tell you that they have a nose job, and you never would know until you knew, you know? So many more people have them than you think, even men. Like, there's so many men that I've met that, like, oh yeah, I had a nose job like 10 years ago. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know? Even our taxi driver, when we left here last time we trained,
yeah,
we were talking about going to Turkey, and he was from Turkey. He's like, oh yeah, he was just there getting a nose job. And I was like, oh shit. You know? What's the odds?
Place to go.
Yeah.
The place to go for a new nose. Maybe I should do this double-armed. Was that 15? Did you count?
Yeah.
Was it 15?
I think so.
You have to count when it's one arm at a time.
Why?
To make it even, you know?
Yeah, but what if I get to my right arm and I can do like 5 more than the left? You think I should just stop?
That's a good question for the classroom.
Yeah, I would just keep going to failure.
You would. What if you can do like 15 and 20?
Well, I would hope that at this point in my life there's not that big significant of a difference. But say you.
Okay, but what if there was?
Well, it depends. Is there a difference in strength and individual appearance, or just in the strength?
Just strength.
Then I would just go into failure. Yeah.
Is it like a thing that your body won't? That's not true, because if you have an injury, it will become imbalanced.
And I know this is a big thing in like arm wrestling that they talk about, where when you like train one arm, like say if you have like your left arm's hurt, and you don't train it for a month, but you keep training your right arm, and your left arm will still like maintain more because you're training your other.
But that's not true.
I think so.
Think about Missy Trescott.
Yeah.
She injured her, and her one leg shrunk.
Yeah.
It was much smaller than the other one.
I don't know. So I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Did one leg get stuff or not?
I don't know.
I think we're just talking shit, but I have no idea. I still think there's an advantage to training the one side, you know?
Yeah.
Because like I know, like what I was saying with the arm wrestling guys, will talk about if they're like, say, only pulling from their left arm and doing like a whole camp to train for someone to arm wrestle them on their left arm, their right arm will still get better at the same time.
Yeah, but do arm wrestlers have like a bigger forearm on one side than the other? They do.
Well, it depends if you only use one arm, train, depends how you work,
Yeah. Huh, interesting. Either way, make it even.
I just don't like the idea of like
stopping your set before you're done.
If it was like, if it was maybe like a half rep or 1 rep more, okay, maybe my OCD would take over and I would just like let it at the same number.
Yeah.
But if there was a dramatic difference, I would just be inclined to train my arms. At that point, I would just not count the reps and just go to the feeling, you know? I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's just how I would do it.
11, 12.
2 more.
No.
That was only 10, wasn't it?
I told you, my muscular endurance is like so bad.
She's 15 to 10. I say that in the next set I'll drop down to 10, but.
It was 14 to 10.
Oh, okay.
Like, why is my dominant arm so much weaker? That's strange, isn't
I don't
it?
have a good answer to that. I mean, my right arm is stronger in a lot of movements, but that's because of injuries and like weird things I've had on my left side over time.
Yeah, because I would expect my right arm to be stronger because I'm right-handed.
Yes and no to a point. It depends on the movement. Like when you ever doing heavy tricep extensions in real life, that's going to make like a difference.
Yeah.
You know, like using your arm to like drink a cup of coffee or write isn't going to like make you stronger at doing 35-pound extensions. You
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
So it depends where it's applicable, I guess. Calling me in my workout.
He's leaving you a message?
Oh, he's asking me where I am for training. He thinks I'm training today. Whoops. That's a bad training partner. I didn't tell my regular training partner I was away today. Maybe I should call him.
What an asshole.
God, I thought I told him. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. I'm in Toronto for the weekend for Melissa's birthday. I'm training at Pier right now, and as I'm training, you're calling me. I'm like, what the fuck's he calling me for? And then you're like, where are you at? I read the message. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to tell him, didn't I? Yeah, my bad. Sorry. All right, I'll see you when I'm back. Goodbye.
What time is it?
4:55.
He's been waiting around for 25 minutes. 25 minutes.
He texted me at 4:41, so like 15 minutes ago.
That's
Like, where are you at?
bad friend.
Whoops.
7. Yeah, see, your rep stayed the same.
Yeah. I mean, you had to help me for a little bit more.
Maybe.
You helped me for like 3 instead of 2. But
Yeah, maybe. Okay, now we move on.
I'm gonna do one more here. Make sure the elbows are nice and lubricated, you know? That's what Fuad does this summer when he's trying to fuck.
No, Fuad jerks off in public.
Well, I don't know if it qualifies as public when it's in your own living room.
Sorry, public.
He likes to do it in communal spaces.
Yes. That's a better word for it. On the couch in the living room.
Yeah. But that's with intent, because he's trying to get caught, because then it'll initiate sex, you know? But
Are we allowed to say that?
we talk about the podcast, so I mean, too late now. Should I start doing that? Just like middle of the day? We also don't have any like blinds in our main living room, because like neighbors aren't quite lined up with the house, so like really you can't see anything in our house, but we have like floor to ceiling windows. So imagine if I'm just like broad daylight, just jerking off in the living room. I should try it. Might get my jimmies going a bit, you know? What's that called? Voyeurism? Is that the right word?
Exhibitionism.
Exhibitionism? What's voyeurism?
When you like to watch,
watch out.
look in other people's windows. You would be.
Might be into that, too.
You would be a voyeur, and I would be an exhibitionist. If we had to pick.
Yin and yang, you know? Goes well together. All right, last one.
Oh, you want me to actually do one more?
Yeah.
But like lighter,
Triceps
maybe?
getting a little skinny, so we got it. 7.
Fuck.
2 more. Good. Good. You're feeling by so little that when I just like put the weight of my hand on it, that
Yeah, but it's not my tricep. It's like this, like.
Oh, it's
You know what I mean?
your brachioradialis.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Come on. It kind of feels like he started steroids again, I can't lie.
Sauced up.
Are you disobeying the fertility protocol?
No comment. I gotta come back to train for, babe. You hear this? The rumblings on the internet?
No?
This is the rumblings that Iain's coming back. Detroit Pro 2025.
Why? Because you're growing or because you put it out there?
Maybe a bit of both. It's like giving myself my own nickname, you know? It's like I started the rumors, you know? This is like celebrities when they like feed stuff to TMZ.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they're like, I don't know where it came from. It's
Strategy.
like, you call TMZ yourself. You literally call them.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I'm gonna be outside this coffee shop at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
know? You did that. That's me.
Come on, full extension. Okay, bicep? Or do you do all triceps and then bicep?
No, let's do bicep. You pick. What's your favorite bicep exercise?
You already
We did this bit
Yeah,
already?
you already did this trope.
No.
Yeah, you did.
Well, what would you like? If you were doing biceps on your own, what would you do?
Honestly, I just do barbell curls.
Okay, let's do barbell curls.
Okay, I don't think you can.
Of course I can.
Are you sure?
You think I am?
I'm mongoloid.
Did you see me laying on the foam roller doing my...
Yeah, and your arms were like 5 feet off the floor.
That's why I'm doing it. Okay, I'm trying to work on this. All right, we'll go on the other side. We'll do some barbell.
You want to do barbell?
Sure.
We can do dumbbell too.
Yeah,
But, like,
barbell or seated dumbbell?
I don't really like doing dumbbell unless it's hammer curls.
Seated to reduce axial fatigue. Did that work?
Fuck my fucking life.
Fucking nerd shit right there.
Oh my god, it's even colder in here.
It's because we're 2 feet lower, you know, and heat rises. That's why,
They
right?
obviously don't believe in insulation in this building.
No, it's warm in here.
It's freezing. Is this heavy enough for you?
110? Yeah. I might not even go that heavy. Now you put me on the spot that I have to do that. She just like cucked me into having to do 110s. It's like, is this heavy enough for you? It's like, well, fuck. I guess it is now. Did you know that Seth Feroci's actually coming back?
Yeah, I was listening when you guys were talking about it on the podcast.
Yeah, no, he's actually gonna compete, I think.
In the open,
Yeah.
in the 212.
I'm not sure what class. I should be careful here. I ripped my pants in half. Don't take this as a testament to Gymshark's quality. This was an Iain. This was user error.
Gymshark!
Did I say Gymshark? It's because you were just saying Gymshark. Gym Reapers. Sorry, I would Gym Reapers, not Gymshark. That was a
Okay,
fucking...
but you do like to wear Gymshark too.
I don't own a single piece of Gymshark.
He asked me to ask Christopher to send him some Gymshark. Don't lie. Don't lie.
I asked for one specific item. There's one item that was nice. It's like one of the baseball jerseys.
Yeah, it's a baseball jersey.
That was pretty dope. So I asked for that. But no, sorry. This was a user error of my pants, not a product quality issue.
It's Iain wearing clothes that are too small for him.
Not too small. I
Babe.
tried to stretch them and I did a little.
You should be
whoopsies.
wearing a 3XL, not a 2XL.
Because I hop back on, you know, for the comeback.
Iain, that better be a joke.
We'll never know now, I guess, you know.
You know when you're like young and you like lie to your girlfriend, you're like,
Yeah.
no, I swear I'm not on the sauce.
It's actually crazy how common that is. Even at guys that are like my age, that like hide their entire like steroid use from their significant other is actually wild to me. Like, I don't know. I couldn't live in that level of deception, you know?
All Iain's friends' girlfriends are gonna be watching his YouTube now and being like, you
Like,
fucking
you
asshole.
don't lie to me about steroids, right? You would never do that,
You would
right?
no, my husband would never.
I don't know. Look, I can understand your partner, just like I said with the nose job, like being worried about you doing something that obviously has potential negative ramifications for your health, but I don't know. I mean, you talk to people that sometimes they're like, my girlfriend would literally leave me if I did this. It's like crazy to me. I don't know. Teach their own, I guess.
I had this debate. Not debate, I had this conversation because blank.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because she was like, I want him to live forever.
Yeah.
And I know it's not healthy. So I was like, oh, well, I never thought of it like that. I just like knew I came into your life and you wanted to do that. I would never tell you what to do with your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think with any of these things there should be a discussion, but I think setting like ultimatums for like partners like that in your relationship is just like, I don't know, for things like that is a little mean.
I don't think in any relationship, even if it's like parent to a child, you should have like
Like, if you
hard,
do
fast
this, I'll do
things.
this.
Yeah,
It's like,
no,
oh, okay.
I don't think you should ever do that.
Who knows? Just don't lie to your partners, guys. If you're gonna take steroids, just be like, hey, fuck you, motherfucker, this is what I'm doing. Take it or leave it, bitch. Okay, don't say that. That's what I said to her, and she's still here, so it obviously worked, you know? No, but it's just, I was upfront from the beginning. It's like, I'm going to be doing this. If you don't like it, I guess that's then the ball's in your court, you know? But I think when you start the beginning under the pretense of a lie, then you feel the need to uphold this lie. You know, if you start from the beginning and be like, hey, I'm gonna do this, let's have the conversation now, well then we can get that out of the way. But if you like, you know, especially we all know at the beginning of relationships, you say what you think they want to hear to like get in the front door, you know? Which by front door, I mean to have sex with them. So that's the initial phase for all us guys, we know that. After there, you pursue the relationship. But really, you're saying like, you know, if they want to go out, you're going out, even if you don't want to go out. You know, if they want to do this or they want to do this or whatever it is or whatever you think you need to say or act, you kind of morph a little bit to it, which I think is bad. I think you should obviously be as authentic to yourself as you can. But like if you think that they're going to say something negative about it, a lot of people would just say, I wouldn't do that or I don't do that. And then you get yourself stuck in this when the relationship gets serious. Now you're 10 years down the road and you've been trying to keep this lie up for a fucking decade. So I think if you just get that in the front door right at the beginning, it's like, hey, I do this, this kind of is what it is, you know?
I think something that I've learned over the last like 12 years of being with you is that you also, as the partner, you're responsible to create a space for honesty.
Yes.
So if I'm your girlfriend and I'm like, if you ever do this, I'll fucking leave you, that's like creating the want to lie and to hide things.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're like, okay, if you want to talk about it, like I'm here and I love you and I support you, and I want to be able to say how I feel about it too, then it's like, I don't know, respect and honesty.
I support your illegal drug use, right? This is Canada, guys. It's not really that illegal, okay? It's just semi-illegal. Just don't sell them, okay? Just don't get caught selling them. You can use them all you want, just don't sell them. Make that 110 my bitch now because of you.
Okay, well, this is my working.
No, you can do 40.
No.
You would curl 15 or 20 pound dumbbells, so you got to do the 40. You know?
My brachius radialis is gonna hurt.
Your what?
Is that what it's called?
Brachius radialis? Yeah, you're pretty close.
My Achilles heel. This is a joke, Ian.
You're gonna do 15 reps and then we're gonna sit here and look at each other like, okay, Ian was right, you know?
I'm gonna shit myself if I have to move this way. This is heavy.
It's axial fatigue. It's axial fatigue causing the shit, you know? Oh my God, see, she curls out like it's nothing. You do 25 reps now. One more. Fuck.
Can you put it back?
That was perfect.
Can you put it back? I just feel like my form is so bad when it's that heavy.
I don't know if I've said this on video before, but I always feel like it's fine when I'm saying it to my wife, but even that feels weird. There's always some like little level of homoeroticy when you're staying there, like to a guy and being like, get it up, you know?
Oh. I was like, what the fuck?
Like I'm standing over a guy like while he's benching, I'm like, come on, get it up, you know? It's like, what are we really saying here, you know?
Yeah, I think.
Just as long as you're never saying that to me. As long as.
The honey.
That's the honey.
Yeah.
That's what it's called royal honey, is that what it's called?
No,
the royal honey.
It's called boner honey.
Well, no, it gives you boners, but I think the product is called royal honey, right? Yeah.
They should market it better, call it boner honey.
Royal honey?
Yeah. Yo, if we could get this plug for the royal honey sponsorship, I promise, royal honey, if you're watching this, I will sell the fucking shit out of your honey. I'll have all the boys taking your royal honey. They'll use it as pre-workouts. They'll be walking around with hard dicks everywhere. I got you. So if you want to sell some royal honey, hit up your boy. I got it. I could sell that product. Good. Come on. I don't know if that's saying a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm like his wife, like,
As an avid royal honey user myself, daily actually, I feel like I'd be the perfect spokesperson for your brand.
That was pretty hot, I can't lie.
17.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty light, really, but.
That was like very attractive.
You know what's sad is that I used to think like, when I was like 18, I'd be like curling like a barbell with like 45s on each side, just like slugging that shit out. Now I think I'm cool for curling the 110. How the mighty have fallen, you know?
I mean, that's not that much of a weight difference.
No, I mean, I did 17 with that, so.
You also look like a fucking douchebag curling a full-size barbell.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
What? That looks cool as shit.
Oh my God. Should I stand where you stood?
It's obviously the spot.
That's enough.
Good. Now you gotta do one more rep to get back up.
Oh my God.
How your arms feel?
I'm just not gonna be able to like wash my hair after this, you know? Like it's gonna be like,
You're gonna be fucking noodle arms trying to bowl tomorrow.
oh yeah, bowling.
Should be like,
No, you don't really have to lift it. You just have to like,
you need your brachioradialis though. Very important muscle for bowling.
I feel like we should try to do dips and see if I can do a body weight dip.
Okay.
Do you think I could do one?
I fucking hope so.
I don't think I could. I'm not
One?
even kidding. I don't think I could.
I think if you lean forward and put it on your chest, probably not because of your tits, but I think if you keep it on your triceps, probably. When was the last time you did like a full dip?
I think I honestly tried a few weeks ago. I couldn't do one.
Really? Could you do one pull-up?
I couldn't even do one pull-up when I competed.
Oh.
Yeah. Yikes. That's why I came 12th at the Olympia.
Yeah, I thought you came 11. 12? That's embarrassing.
Come on, babe.
How was your guys' trip?
Turkey, Prague, back to Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sick. It was so fun.
So how'd you feel? Because that was your first time seeing Chris after a while, like live, right? Since you weren't able to travel.
And see Chris lose.
No, I was like, even outside of it being Christopher, obviously, seeing Christopher was so fun, but I hadn't been to like an actual like pro bodybuilding show in what, 4 years?
Since the Olympia 22.
I was like freaking out, like screaming, couldn't control myself. I thought Christopher was gonna win. I almost flipped the fucking table. I was like so...
She was fucking hyped.
Oh my God, I was like, it was so exciting. I like missed that shit so much, you know?
If I come unretired, it's really just for her. Yeah. You know, she misses coming to bodybuilding shows, so I'm like, I'll be selfless.
do it for her.
I'll be a selfless husband and be like, babe, you know what? I know you missed this. I'll put myself in harm's way and I'll do this for you.
What
you know?
a gem.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you retired, I was very sad, to be honest.
Husband goals, you know?
No.
Come on.
Nope. Okay.
Good. You want a drop set?
No,
It's crazy how dark it gets so early now.
I know.
That's the most fucked up part about winter here. Like 4:30, it's like pitch black.
I know.
That's just crazy. Has it always been that way?
Yes.
Like I swear, like since we were kids, it wasn't that. It's global warming, you know. Fucking
Changing when the sun
changing the
sets.
clocks, you know. Fucking,
No. We're
I
just,
swear when we were kids, it would be like 5:30.
no, we're just old and tired,
Yeah.
so it feels worse.
Because I remember when I was a kid and I went to Pam's to daycare,
Yeah.
and I would usually get picked up like 5:36, and I feel like it'd been dark for like 30 minutes to an hour.
That's just because kids are a bit
Young,
stupid and they don't know like time, you
Young,
know?
dumb, and
Full of cum.
whoa.
That's disgusting.
The most convenient. Ironic moment today. We were in the parking lot, and I told her, I'm like, I always feel kind of weird coming in here because like sometimes when I come in, the people at the front desk know who I am and just like let me in, which like, look, I don't expect shit, so like it's fine. And sometimes I'm like, do I walk up and I like wait for a second and then like if not, be like, I'm just getting a day pass. And so far, every time I've come here, sorry, didn't schedule. Every time I've come here, someone's like, they're like, oh yeah, you're cool, like come in, knows who I am. And the one time I said it today, I walk in and the guy kind of stares at me, I'm like, oh, just come in for today. He's like, okay, it'll be $79.99. I'm like, fuck, I fucking jinxed it. Yeah. So, but they were nice enough. The guy after came back and was like, oh shit, sorry man, I refunded me.
No,
Like, look,
Ian was actually like, do you know who the fuck I am? I'm not paying for this.
I said, do you know who the fuck I am? I'm Sebum's brother-in-law.
I'm terrified.
Oh, the gang.
You want to try and warm up with assistance first?
Can you just like catch me if I fall?
See, that's romantic here. I'll be here to catch you if you fall, babe. Just do it. Be controlled.
I'm just not gonna be able to get back up.
Just squeeze really tight with your hands. Squeeze really tight. Create some tension there. There you go. You can do one. You can do one.
Was that full extent? Did I go all the way down?
On the first one, it was decent. Yeah.
No, that's not good.
It was good enough.
That's not good on like the boobs either.
No.
It doesn't feel good.
That's when you end up with like the female bodybuilder tits that are so like displaced. They're like in your armpits, you know?
Yeah.
You see that girls that like get boob implants but then still train chest? It pushes them out. The muscle contracts. And if the implant's under the muscle, then they just push out. So you'll get girls with boobs that are like out here, like a 12-inch gap between their tits, you know? No, that's gonna be way too much assistance.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's like your body weight.
Oh wow.
They said that they were with it, but it's
Okay, change it. Can you change it? How much weight was that?
I'm not sure.
I'm just curious how heavy I am right now.
Cross the line, it's too late, you can't take it back. They got my brother locked inside a cage. Keep them shackles off, Speedy ain't asleep.
You know what the worst part is? I feel like it's like my joints.
Like your elbows?
Like I feel like an old person.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I actually feel pretty good today. Usually these are kind of sore for me, but... What do you want to do next? Preacher?
Yeah, sure.
Dumbbell?
Dumbbell preacher?
Yeah. I'm good at a preacher, I'll do a good machine.
And you haven't seen yet, but and Mike's one of his new videos, he's trolling you how you start your videos. He's like, he didn't know, yeah, like the clap. He's like, yo, I didn't notice that Iain does it. Like, he's like, every single creator what's with this clap in the beginning? What is it?
I just clap. It's like a tick. I don't know why. I don't even intentionally do it.
This is a tick and that's a tick.
Signing out like. It's like I just don't know what to do with my hands at the beginning to the end. I'm like standing there, I'm like, hello, welcome to my video. Like, you know? So it's like, all right, what's up, guys?
I also feel like Mike trolls everybody. There's so many times I'm watching him like trolling, I'm like, he's talking about me.
Yeah, is this
right
me?
now.
That's the funniest of Mike's videos, like, it's like you're targeted at everyone.
Yeah.
That's the point, is like, if you feel it's about you, it's about you.
Yeah.
You know?
If you have to ask, it is. I mean, he did it about cold plunging the other day. He was like, I actually like my life, so I don't have to get in a cold tub to like feel
Like, oh my God.
happy. And I'm
She's
like,
sitting in the cold plunge watching the video like, what am I doing with my life?
yeah. Like, oh my God.
The other day I had my semen analysis. So I was at the place like, where is that a good way to start that? Is that a good intro?
Is that what it's called?
I do this. All right, so yeah, what else would you call that?
A sperm analysis? I don't know.
Sperm, semen, tomato.
I hate the word semen.
You're not tough.
Yeah. And you know, it's always, I've been there a few times, and it's always a weird circumstance. When you get there, there's two rooms. Like you go in there, they got like a computer and a chair, and like, you know how you can fucking jerk off in the cup? And it's always weird
A
when
fucking Windows PC, Windows 95
Here's
desktop.
the login, you know? Yeah. Windows XP, yeah. And when you get there, right about the same time as another guy. Because like when you're both going in the room and you're like, do I want to be in and out of here quicker than this guy or not quicker than this guy? I'm like, if I'm out fast, do I look like I'm like nutting early? But I'm like, if I stay in here too long, I look like I'm having a good time, you know? So like, I never know. So like, I sat there, and the second I heard him open the door, I came out like 1 second later. I'm like, all right, I'm good, I'm done. So we tied, you know? But it's always like weird timing like that. And then your next door rooms, you're like, I gotta be really quiet. Like, I don't want to like hear this dude. I hope like it's like.
I was gonna say, how do you control that then, right? Like, you're gonna be like stroke as quietly.
You're just, yeah, you know?
The funniest thing is I called him I don't know, like.
No, I was sitting in the waiting room.
I know, but as the phone's ringing, I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna like interrupt his like phone, and he's gonna be like,
I'm sitting there watching my fuck off all of a sudden.
You did answer very like strangely though. You were like, hello, and I'm like, oh.
Well, because I was in a very quiet waiting room. Look at how hairy the inside of my arm is.
You can't see any hair.
Really?
Yeah.
If you were up close, it's pretty bad.
It's a strange place to grow hair.
After bodybuilding and steroid use, I was left with little to no side effects that stuck with me. But the one thing that I'll have forever is the fucking hairy shit, you know?
Oh.
Like my back is hairy, my fucking ass is hairy, like everything's just hairy everywhere all the time now. But like when you're competing, you have like a motivation to upkeep. And like I'm taking progress pictures, so I like shave my shit. Now like I don't care, but like I hate being that fucking hairy. So now it's just like I'm like shoulders like with fucking tufts of hair, you know?
Well,
I hate that.
I think there's lots of people that have more hair than you
Yeah.
that aren't even on
Yeah, I hate that
steroids.
though. I don't want it.
Neither
Laser
do,
hair is like, you know?
neither do I, but you still have to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you shave your legs for like
Women
regular
have to
vanity
shave their
all the-
legs every week.
Yeah.
Like,
But like I can't shave my shoulders and back.
well, yeah, and I have to shave your back every
Yeah.
week. So
know.
who's losing here?
Both of us, but. Two more. Good, one more. Good. This is one of those things that like, I feel like I would have been a not hairy guy
Yeah.
if I'd never used that, you know?
You're probably right.
I don't know, my dad's pretty fucking hairy, but.
Oh, sorry.
Look at this spotter, man.
Well, now I can't spot for the other side because then it'll be uneven. I think he just chose this exercise because he looks huge.
What?
I said, I think you just chose this exercise because you look huge doing it.
Well, it's not why I did, but thank you for the compliment.
You're welcome.
So what's your guys' grocery like? If you're going through almost like a dozen eggs, like
Okay, the amount of eggs that we buy
I go through
is-
a lot of eggs, yeah.
Yeah, but the best thing was his buddy got chickens. So, I mean, they're dead now, but for a while there was a coop in the back of his backyard.
Jordan, if you're watching this, where the fuck's the eggs? I need more eggs. Get some more chickens.
So, like, the thing that honestly he ate the most of, we would get for free from like farm fresh eggs. But then coyotes ate them, and now.
You know, I almost hit in the middle of the day the other day. I was driving, where was I driving? To get my haircut. Yeah, I was driving to get my haircut last week. And like getting off the highway on ramp, it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, a pack of fucking coyotes ran across the road. I almost killed myself, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that's bad. They'll eat your dogs too. They'll eat your Frenchies.
I'm
No,
good.
you can keep going. Just tell them
I'll
that
just
I
find her at
fucked
the
off.
end. We'll just go to her at the end and we'll close
Just
up.
say she's lazy and wants to burn away all her muscle.
Well, you're saying yourself right now, so.
Yeah, is this still on?
actually consider coming out of retirement?
Yeah, I mean, I have moments for sure. Like, you know, I love training and I love bodybuilding. So there's always gonna be some part of me that like pulls me back to that. You know, whether that's like a realistic, it's fun to fantasize about, you know, but whether I would actually do it or actually, if I actually want to do it, or if it's just me searching for like some purpose to my day that I, you know, don't feel that I had when I was bodybuilding, that I'm still yet to find in my life, it's tough to say. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would ever want to compete again, but I mean, the idea, especially when you're around it as much as I am, you know, like you're around the competitions and you're like seeing the guys, you're like, fuck, I could still do this. Especially because I didn't like retire because like I didn't have any health issues. I don't think my body is like what it used to be, you know? As I get older, you have little things like that don't look as good as they did when you're 27, 28, 29. you know, which like I would have to, you know, be okay with if I made that decision. Like, okay, if I'm gonna come back, you have to be okay with the idea that you're not gonna necessarily be as good as you once were. And if I think I could like come to like be at ease with that and be okay with that and be like, hey, you're just coming back because you love competing, you love bodybuilding, and you just want to do it as the challenge, then I think you could justify it. But as you get older too, like, you know, it's not any extra like money on my, like food on the table, you know, and it's not like the health ramifications, especially as you get older, get a little more dire, you know. And I was lucky enough to like walk out pretty scot-free from bodybuilding, so like roll that dice again. It's like, you know, you roll it one time and it might be like, well, fuck you, that's when something happens, you know? So I don't know. It's tough to say. You know, obviously Melissa and I want to have kids first. There's like other things I want to do in my life before that. But like, let's say a year from now, fast forward, and I've done all that, and I was like, okay, I'm in a spot where I could maybe do it. I might entertain the idea, but I don't know. How seriously as of this point, I'm not really sure.
So what hobbies do you have outside of working out? Do you game or anything?
Gaming for me is so like on and off. I'll go for like a period of like 2 years where I won't play a single video game, and then where it'll be like all I do for like 6 months, you know? So, but I'm a creature of habit where I only play like the same 2 games my entire life, even if it's like 20 years later. You know, like I'll be 50 years old at one point, I'll still be playing like fucking Diablo 2, you know? Like, so, like via 1999. So I don't know. Yeah, I go through waves, like the Diablo games or the Zelda games, like Breath of the Wild, or those I like to play a lot. But like I said, I'll play it like every day for 6 months, and then I won't play a game for a year. I recently just played that, I don't know if you guys have played it, that Black Myth Wukong game. Have you heard of this game? Yeah. It's fucking hard as shit. I mean, if you guys have like heard of those like Dark Souls or like, what's the other one? Bloodborne, like those games that are just like absolute rage bait ensuing games, you know? Where it's like you'll play for like 2 hours, and then one guy will like hit you one time out of nowhere, and then you're like put back 2 hours of the game. And you're like, fuck this, I quit, you know? I'm never fucking playing this game again. It's like that on a lesser degree. It's harder, I think, but you don't get quite as rage baited by it. So it was a good game. I mean, the graphics are crazy. It's a good story. I had fun playing it, but I probably got to a spot at it where I'm like, I can't beat this, fuck this shit, I'm over it, you know? And then go back to playing Diablo 2 again from 1999.
Did you have those, like, you started rage quitting? Do you ever have that feeling when you're competing? Anything that really pissed you off, like, yo, I'm give up?
I'm sure, not that I can recall like right off the top of my head, I'm sure there was moments. If you ask Melissa, she'd probably have a better answer. You know, because for me, they were probably so fleeting that it was emotional, that like it didn't tie to anything real, that like I forgot it in 6 hours, you know? Where something would happen, I didn't place as well as I wanted in the show, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm quitting. And the next day I sleep on it and I completely forgot about it. So not that I recall, you know, other than when I actually retired. You know, I think when I was getting into that last show, I could kind of, and even before that, like probably the Olympia before that, for about a year before that, I'd kind of been feeling like, all right, I don't know how much more I got in me. But that wasn't like a acute decision of like, fuck this, I'm done with it, you know? So, no, I don't think so. I tried to like at least give myself, like even if I had like a moment like that, like, all right, take a couple hours, sleep on it, whatever, and see if you still feel that way tomorrow. And if you still feel that way tomorrow, okay, well maybe there's some real feelings there you need to like look into. But if you think the next morning you feel different about it, then it's probably a shit idea, you know? So that's kind of the way I operated. But no, I mean, I'm sure all of us throughout our, you know, if you work hard at anything, I'm sure we all have moments where you're like, what the fuck am I doing this for? Fuck this, I'm done, you know? But the last few years of my career were also like the most successful, so it wasn't like, what I can recall of bodybuilding was very positive. You know, the last few years were like when I was really doing good. I retired on a win, you know, and all the regular season shows. On the last Olympia I did, they were all really good memories, and I did well. So like I don't have like too much like rage ensuing moments of like, fuck, you know? Oh, did it again. Gotta give a big props to everyone who spent all their hard-earned money on all the Gymshark, Raw, Revive, Merrick, Elevate. Appreciate your guys' support. So it was, I think all the brands were very happy with how sales went for all of them for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that bullshit. So hope you guys took advantage of the sales, save yourself some money. I mean, a lot of that shit, it's like I'm happy to use my code, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be buying this shit in like a month anyways. So like if you can get it like 50% off, it's like, it makes sense to, you know? So that's what I always did before. I'm lucky enough now that I get a lot of this stuff for free with the brands I worked with. But, you know, I would always kind of like save up what I would use every month. And then on the big sales, like I know Popeyes has their like customer appreciation days, or like, you know, brands that I really liked, I would wait till they would have like Big Friday, Black Friday, or like Boxing Day, and I would just dump like $1,000 instead of spending like $200 a month, you know, and it ends up saving me like $500 over the year. So it's always the best way to go if you can like plan for it properly. You know, I know some people like to like try different supplements every month, but if you can lock down some stuff you really like and just fucking, you know, a lot like 150, $100 a month that you would have spent 200 and save up over the 6 months a year and then blast 2 big orders a year, you always end up ahead, so. Should we rather be doing this bullshit than training arms?
Were you surprised when he lost?
We talked about this before. Yeah. I didn't put that video up because I didn't want to, no, but seriously, I predicted Martin would win. I mean, Martin was the 4th best bodybuilder at the Olympia this year. And arguably, if you're just judging it by the Saturday, which you're not, so I'm not saying he should have placed higher, on the Saturday you could have had him even 2nd or 3rd. Hottie fans, chill the fuck out, but he is definitely one of the top 5 best bodybuilders handily in the world right now, Martin. So yeah, if I'm gonna make predictions, it's hard to put Chris ahead of him. So I did, in my mind, I thought, and I said this to Chris, that I thought Martin was gonna be very tough to beat for him. When I watched in person, especially on the first night, it was a 2-day show, it was a Saturday night, Sunday night, I thought that Chris was gonna win. And I think Martin, maybe he didn't think Chris was gonna win, but he definitely thought that he was being pushed, and I know he did. It wasn't like a clear crystal. Martin was a little off on the first day. His tan wasn't great. I know he hurt his leg a little bit while he was posing, tweaked his hamstring a little bit, so he was having trouble contracting his glutes and hamstrings in some of the poses. And he was like holding just a fair bit of water, which for a guy like Martin, that, especially from the front, he doesn't have like insanely deep detail. It's extremely deep detail. It's like a tongue twister. You know, from the back, he does have a lot of detail, but from the front, when he wasn't like as peaked perfectly as possible, he lost some of those lines that already aren't super deep. So I think Chris on the first night, on the Saturday night, he was more detailed, his color was better, his posing was really good. And Martin is a little thicker, so like a little more depth to his muscle. But Chris is a bigger guy, so he takes up more space on stage. He's taller, he's wider. So even though Martin had a little more muscle, it wasn't like you looked at him on stage and be like, this guy's bigger, you know? But on the Saturday, Martin did come back a lot better. You know, he reeled it in. His tan, he came back the next day, was way improved. He was a little drier. And if it was just a 1-day show, I think Martin won, for sure. On that Sunday night, Martin, I think, was the better bodybuilder. But if I was judging it, I would have had Chris winning on the Friday, Martin winning on the Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, whatever it was. But I also understand Steve Weinberger, the head judge, put up a video explaining after, and he just said Martin had too much muscle. And it's kind of like, okay, you know, I don't really have any problems with that. You know, it is bodybuilding at the end of the day. And what I was judging Chris on, which is so wowing about Chris's physique, is his symmetry, his aesthetics, his detail, which go far in bodybuilding, they're important. But at the end of the day, it's fucking open bodybuilding, and muscle is king, you know? And Martin's conditioning was still excellent. So I don't think it was a bad decision. You know, I think Martin was very deserving. I think Martin's an incredible bodybuilder. You know, I'm proud to call him a friend of mine. So I'm happy that he won. And I think it was kind of like, it's kind of a nice way for Chris to go out. It would obviously be nice for him to go out on top, but it's also kind of like, you know, bringing you back to the beginning where you weren't dominating everyone, you know? Like when he started bodybuilding, he wasn't just creaming everybody. Like, you know, he started off and, you know, he lost the show, even he turned pro it, he didn't win the overall. You know, some of those shows before the Nationals, he was coming 3rd, 4th. You know, like he wasn't winning every show in bodybuilding. And then he got into Classic and he dominated heavily. So when you come full circle back into bodybuilding to finish off your career like you started in bodybuilding and not win, it's like almost kind of poetic, you know? It's like kind of like bring me back to my roots. Like, no, he wasn't humbled by any means, because I mean, he still pushed the 4th best bodybuilder on the planet. Like Chris was 6 months to a year under his belt, could be a top 5 guy at the Olympia. There's no doubt in my mind, maybe even higher. So, but it's like, you know, not just dominating it like he was in Classic for so long. So I thought it was cool to see. You know, I really enjoyed it. that show in Prague was extremely exciting. The crowd was fucking electric. Like, I mean, I've been to Olympias where it was like Phil Heath and Kai Green at the peak of their rivalry where they're pushing each other on stage and the crowd's going crazy. Honestly, this crowd that was probably a tenth of the size in Prague was way more electric than any other pro bodybuilding show I've been to. People were going nuts, man. Like, and not just for Chris, you know, for all the guys when they were doing the comparisons, you know, they were loud, supportive. And I think one of that is with these European fans, they don't get the opportunity all the time to see these like top tier bodybuilders in person all the time. You know, the Olympias in the US, the Arnold Classics in the US, a lot of these people can't realistically afford to travel all the way to Las Vegas and stay there for 3, 4, 5 days. I mean, you're talking about a $2,000, $3,000 trip all said at least, you know? So, I mean, it's expensive. So when they get to see guys of the caliber of Chris and Martin and Sean Clarita, you know, these guys come out there, they're really excited about it, and it really showed. So, I mean, the energy was absolutely awesome. And the fans were respectful. You know, we've been to some other countries, and I won't name names, but where people were excited, but they were rude. You know, like if they didn't get a picture because, like, you know, you have to be serious. If there's a line of 10,000 people and you say no, it's like, well, if I say 1-to-1, it's like you kind of gotta like, it's not like you have to take it with everybody, but it's like you just have to make decisions at some time when you're that level of popular to just say no, you know? Because like even in the gym, if Chris says yes to one person here, everyone else might think it's okay, and then you're never gonna work out it, you know? So you have to draw lines for yourself and set boundaries for yourself, where some countries we go, no was not acceptable. But here, like, you know, people were very respectful. They, you know, took the opportunities when they could. If they weren't, it was okay, and they tried to find another opportunity, but they were very respectful about it. Nobody fucking chasing vehicles down the road and throwing shit at and trying to hop in the car and like following you to your hotel and stuff like that. So no, overall it was an awesome experience. So we had a lot of fun, and you know, I definitely would go back to that show. I mean, even if Chris wasn't competing, those guys put on a great show there in Prague. So shout out to them.
Are you standing up or
sitting down? And I think, look, I was making fucking jokes about axial fatigue all workout because that's like the nerdy fucking word of the day, but sometimes it doesn't make sense to be wasting energy where it's not pertinent to the exercise. And my focus of this exercise is to train my biceps. So when I'm standing up and I need to stabilize and all this other whatever fucking whack-a-madoodle, it's better to just sit down. Put yourself in the ideal position to stretch and contract the bicep. And I mean, look, I still do standing curls. I have no beef against them. If you want to do them, I'm not gonna tell you you're fucking dumb, like do them, they're good. But I mean, if I'm picking and I've already done like an isolated, some other shit, I'm usually gonna do a seated one. You know, it's just easier, you know? So, sorry, not easier in terms of they're an easier exercise, easier in terms of the focus being just on the bicep, you know? So, at the end of the day, I think the difference is negligible. And then we went to Turkey and all the boys got hair transplants. So there was a crew of 5 that all got them the same day. Yeah, so like my stepdad, my mom's husband, got his done. One of our Dom's father-in-law got his done. Dom got a second one. Chris got a second one, got his hairline touched up, and then our buddy Matt got one as well. So the Now Hair Ton people like took us on vacation. We like went and did a bunch of cool shit. You know, did some hot air balloons in a place called Cappadocia, which was really cool. Saw like the underground cities, which is crazy. They have like 70 kilometers of like tunnel cities. That's like 5 to 7 stories underground. That's like full cities underground. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. Yeah, like they have living rooms, kitchens, bedrooms, like that's like deep in the earth. And it goes for 70 kilometers under there. It's crazy. When you think of that they like hand dug this with tools, you're like, yo, this must have taken you 500 years, you know? You like hundreds of continued years of building this, you know? So I guess they would use them in like, they didn't live there all the time, but when there would be like civil revolt, attack, whatever fucking wars going on, they would go down there and kind of hide from the enemy or put like women and children, everyone would live down there, and they would kind of funnel resources down there. But I think initially they started off as being made as like storerooms for like food because they're cool and dry underground, and then they kind of just built on as they used them during like wartime. I could be fucking that up, but that's what I gathered from the little bit I paid attention to the tour. So I did some dirt biking too.
Yo, that looks sick.
That's fucking hard, man. Yo, kudos to anyone who does that shit all the time, especially like the trail riding like that. Like I've never ridden a dirt bike in my life. You know, I rode motorcycles, obviously. But man, that shit is fucking hard. Like, it's so much more like clutch work, feathering, like you have to be so much more particular on it. Especially driving the 2 strokes. Like, I know with 4 strokes, you can be a little less, you know, picky with them. But with the two-stroke especially, like if I wasn't like kind of, you know, feathering the clutch and the gas all the time, the bike didn't even run. It's like I would start the bike and not give it gas, it would just die. So it's like you have to be very like particular on the bike the whole time. And like those trails, man, it's like you're going through them, the fucking shit's so uneven, you're like ripping hard, your tires grinding, sometimes you're fucking getting thrown all over. Some of the hills are like vertical, you know, so shit's hard. Like by the end of the day, we were out there probably like 5-6 hours and my back was like fucked. So I picked that bike up off the ground 65 times, you know, just dumped it. And they told me like halfway through the day, none of them spoke great English, but one of the guys there was pretty decent. And he came up to me, he's like, yo, stop trying to save the bike. Because like every time I'd like be getting up a hill and it was like I needed to dump it, I'd try and save it because it wasn't my bike, you know? So I didn't want to just like throw it down the hill. And they're like, yo, these are meant to be just dumped. Like if you're getting up the hill and you're not gonna make it, just jump off the bike and fucking pick it up later. So then I started dumping it and that helped a bit, but man, you pick that bike up, especially on steep hills and you're picking it up, trying to turn it around, get back down the hill. It's a fucking workout, man. Like I must have burned 2,000 calories moving that bike around that day, so.
How many of you guys went?
There was probably like 6 of us. So me, the owner of Now, Malik, and then it's pretty cool. They had like a house near the trails that there's 40 guys that are members of, and they like kind of contribute to this house. And it's like a nice big house that's right close to trails. They store all their bikes there, and all the bedrooms had been converted to like locker rooms. So like the main floor had like a living room, kitchen, bathroom, kind of chill space, pool table, you know, all that kind of stuff, couches in the living room. And then you go upstairs, and they say there was 4 bedrooms up there. 3 of them had been converted to like lockers. So like they were just locker rooms. So everyone kept their gear there and they had them all like name tagged and stuff. And then the bathroom had been made into like a bathroom, like a gym bathroom with like multiple showers, you know, multiple sinks. And then one guy that lived on the property to like maintain it, you know? So lives there full time, a younger guy that like took care of the property. So yeah, it's just 40 guys that like use this place and kind of contribute to the upkeep of it. And they all just ride their bikes out of there near the trails. So it was pretty cool though. Like it was a good setup they had. So you don't need to be like dragging your bikes in and out in a trailer and shit, you know, like it's easy, it's right there, your gear's all there. You meet up with your boys at the house, everyone gets changed, you all go riding. So it was cool though. It was a lot of fun, man. But now I got a full set of dirt bike gear. So like I went home with a full set of gear. So I guess I gotta buy a dirt bike now. I have more dollar value in gear than it would cost to buy me a dirt bike now, so I guess I need to get a dirt bike. So if anyone has any recommendations or they're looking to sell their dirt bike, hit me up. I'll trade you for some product of your choice of probably lesser value, but maybe equal value for you. No, you're good.
I'm a huge fan, bro.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I want to introduce myself. My name's Sam.
Ian, nice to meet you.
I know. Dude, I've been watching you for so long. I have one question. Would you sign my hat?
Sure, yeah.
Awesome. I went to go get a Sharpie. I was like, I really want a signature before I fucking leave.
I got you.
Anywhere, dude.
Anywhere's good?
I don't care. And one more thing. I'm just gonna super random. Dude, you look so tall on camera. I genuinely thought you were C-bumps.
No, I'm like 5'10".
Dude, I was like, when I saw it, I was like, is that him?
Because I'm so huge, you know.
You are.
No, it's camera always is hard to get.
I genuinely thought you guys were the same height. It was hilarious for the longest time, up until now. But
I don't know if I'm like happy or insulted,
you
you know?
should be happy. You're still bigger than him, but don't. Anyway,
Thanks, man. Nice to meet you. We'll grab Melissa, wrap this up. All right, guys, so thanks for tuning in. Little arm day, felt good. Mostly got little arms in. Good, they're starting to get skinny, so you gotta get a little volume in, you know?
I don't know, I think it looks kind of nice. I just want this to shrink.
They're definitely shrinking.
Slowly but surely.
It's hilarious because like your brother's bane of his bodybuilding career in terms of critique was his arms, and that was like the one thing you always wanted to
Just
shrink.
his biceps.
His biceps, yes.
I don't really,
I guess you do have the same bicep insertion.
I don't care about shrinking my biceps.
Yeah.
I care about shrinking my triceps.
That's true.
So it's the
His
same.
arms only really didn't look as good when they were like up flexing. Standing at the side, they look good, which is like what you're worried about because you're never like flexing your
No,
arm,
that's
you
a
know?
tricep.
Yeah, mostly tricep.
Which on women, it just looks like fat arms.
The juicy,
you know?
like- Yeah.
The Oprah arm.
Oprah arm, yeah.
Hello.
Or is that the
Oh,
Michelle Obama?
no.
Michelle Obama
She like made it good.
Oh,
'Cause
she had the fit arms.
Yeah, she had really good arms.
I don't know. I can keep up this shit, but
I'm just here to give women complexes, okay? You're welcome.
need nose jobs, fat arms.
I actually do really like myself, I swear.
And I didn't make her like this, I swear.
No, he didn't.
Fix your fucking nose.
No.
All right, guys, so thanks for tuning in. Good little arm day. But yeah, gonna go out tomorrow, have a good time with all the friends.
Meditation, shopping, lunch,
Yeah, we're going to Othership.
bowling.
Do a little, what do we even do there?
It's like a cold plunge sauna meditation workshop.
Yeah, like guided meditation. So, work out some of my inner demons. Be good, I'm excited.
It would take a lot more than 75 minutes to do that.
It's 75 years for that. So. But yeah, excited. Thanks guys for tuning in. Little arm day, and we'll catch you next time. I did it again. You see that? I just don't know what to do.
Wait, what do you do? I can't do it.
Can you do that sound?
No.
Just like in the side of your mouth.
I like have a crooked face, but I can't control one side
Oh,
at
it's
a
just in
time.
your cheek. Just like suck the air kind of.
I already look ugly enough. Like, this is over.
All right, we'll see you.